I'm suing my brother and disowning my parents. My mind is already spiraling thinking about what your brother did. It could mean so many things. I'm so excited. I'm sad for you. That sucks. But selfishly, I'm entertained. This story came December 6th, 2013. Also, to all the people, by all, I literally saw like 1 or 2 comments complaining about doing old stories on Reddit. I don't see why I wouldn't do old stories on Reddit. Like if this story is from 2013 and it's entertaining and it's juicy and it's relatable and maybe there's a lesson, why wouldn't I do it? I don't get it. Why would I only do brand new stories? Everyone else on YouTube who reacts to Reddit stories is doing them. I'm not the only channel. There's so many TikTokers who react to Reddit stories as well and stuff like that. Why not dig a little deeper and get some of the older stories? You know what I'm saying? Like not everyone on my channel either is on Reddit. I don't use Reddit anytime outside of this channel. So these old stories are brand new for a lot of people. Anyways, that's just where I'm coming from. That's my thought process. I still love you. I, male 27, am suing my brother, male 41, and my girlfriend wants me to disown my parents too. Is she right? Here's a summary. After I got a degree in computer science, my brother and his 2 partners recruited me to work for a summer job for them. They wanted me to set up their infrastructure for their new company in finance and investments. One summer turned into 2 years of free work as a secretary, receptionist, systems tech, personal assistant, accountant, research analysis. They paid me about 4 or 5 times, totaling about $7,000 to $8,000 in 2 years. When I left to start grad school, they were mad that I wouldn't stay. When I finished grad school and put them on my resume, they lied to my prospective employers about me. They denied I worked for them and said I was trying to use my brother's name to get ahead. What is going on? Does your brother hate you and not want you to succeed in life? I'm not understanding. They also accused me of visiting their office and SAing female employees they never even had. What? What is happening? Why?
Why would they do this?
I called them to ask them about it, and they, including my brother, just laughed about the whole thing and said I was getting what I deserved. Kind of like it's what you get when you F with us. My counselor and some other people from school, including my headhunter, helped me get a job. But I had to sue my brother and his partners for slander and other things. My brothers called me to laugh about the lawsuit when they got served, but now they're scared, and my brother has my dad pressuring me to drop the lawsuit and just sit down with them both to work something out. See, I'm already pissed for you. So in my mind, it's like absolutely not. Consequences to your actions. Here they are, wrapped up in an envelope in a lawsuit. Mess with you, mess with me. Here's a lawsuit. My dad called this just a little big brother bullying little brother nonsense and demanded that I drop the lawsuit. He and my mom uninvited me to Thanksgiving at their house, but my mom pretty much tried to stay out of it. I could tell this was hard for her. There's very little to update legally in terms of the lawsuit, but I had a laptop that contained lists of clients that my brother and his partner stole from their respective employers before they left to start the company. I didn't want to turn those files over to my attorney because things are bad enough for them already. My girlfriend had a different opinion. She wants me to just absolutely let them have it and crush them. I called my attorney and told them I had the files and dropped them off at his firm on the 9th. Oh, he's gonna get messy. Grab your freaking broom, you guys. This is gonna be messy. On the 10th, I got a call from his firm saying that my attorney needed to see me that very day. I went in and he said that the files would be turned over to the US Attorney's Office, so it's out of our hands now. But he really wanted to talk to me about my parents. He spoke to my dad and basically said that my dad is a world-class prick. He's going to subpoena both my parents to testify at a deposition and probably at trial if we make it that far. He wanted me to prepare myself for what they might say about me. He made it clear there is no turning back now. I didn't pay anything from my attorney to take the case, so his firm is very financially invested in this now. Basically, they're calling the shots now. I think my attorney thinks I'm weak or that I'll want to back off or take it easy on them. He actually told me that he knows my family would weaken me. I think he underestimates me. Anyway, he told me to just brace myself for the heat that my dad will bring on me. I told him I had 2 older sisters on my side and my mother was pretty neutral. He assured me that my mother is absolutely not neutral. So he just told me to prepare for anything. I got phone calls from my 2 sisters who both live about 300 miles away. They were disgusted with my dad and my brother's behavior and had told me they were 100% behind me. Now they told me that my girlfriend and I are uninvited to go see them and their children this Christmas. They told me they loved me, but that I needed to back off of this lawsuit. So they've done a complete switch. Oh no, now you have no one on your side. Oh, that's gonna be tough. This was a little bit of a shock. It didn't crush me, but it wasn't easy to hear. They won't be contacting me anymore and want me not to contact them, and they have said their reasons. They both cried when they called me, but I stayed calm. They also emailed my girlfriend to let her know about being uninvited to their homes for Christmas. My girlfriend blasted them both with a very scathing response that I wish she hadn't sent, but it's her decision how she responds to them. My dad is getting a little out of control. He confronted me and my girlfriend outside the house of a family friend who had us over for a holiday get-together on Sunday night. It got heated and I said some things that were probably below the belt and made him almost cry. His eyes watered and he was trying not to cry. Then my girlfriend jumped in and blasted him like she did my sisters. Basically, she is on a roll right now. I can tell the gloves have come off for her. My mom just stayed in my dad's truck and watched, but she couldn't hear anything, I don't think. For now, there's nothing else going on. Oh, one other thing. My attorney said that my brother and his partners closed doors on the business already. They went under. They have filed some puzzling and contradictory responses to our lawsuit, which surprises me because my brother is smarter than that usually. They have now changed attorneys and retained a reputable firm. The first thing the new attorneys did is ask what it would take to settle. My attorney says their new attorneys are smart. They know it will be a bloodbath in court. I guess I'll just have to wait and see where it goes from here. But some of you commented from experience that the blowback from legal battles like this tears families apart for decades sometimes. I can see how this can happen and it probably will. Edit. Some of you are asking about why my sisters changed their minds. I know now that my dad helped them both buy their respective houses. They both still owe him a lot of money for that. My best guess is that he used that and maybe some other things to coerce them into taking his side. It's hard to believe, like literally my mind is forgetting that this is family. These actions are done by family members to other family members. That's how we treat our family members. That's insane. Let's see what some of the top comments are so far. Someone wrote, "Oh man, you had better be prepared for no family gatherings for a very, very long time. I don't think a lot of people would have gone as far as you did, and that certainly is your own choice. But who loses here now in the name of justice? Your family could lose a lot of money and maybe they deserve it. But now there is no benefit to anybody but your attorney, as far as I can deduce from the situation. You are one emotionally rock-solid human being, perhaps a little too rocky." The OOP wrote back, "They were making me unhireable, so filing the lawsuit was something I had to do to clear my name. The 4 big companies that I got interviews with all said the same thing, that they wouldn't hire me because it looked as though I lied on my resume, and also the sexual harassment thing scared other companies away." The fact that your brother made such disgusting claims though, why would he make that claim? I'm not suing my whole family, just my brother and his 2 partners. They have a lot of money, but will probably wind up broke after this. My parents don't depend on my brother for money at all. I did call them repeatedly and asked them to stop, but they just laughed at me and kept charging ahead and slandering me. It just became a game to them and they showed me zero respect. They were hoping I would have no job to go to and would just come back and work for them again. That's what they thought would happen. Are you guys sticking your guns on this? What are you doing if this was you against your family? Because that's a really difficult position to be in. Someone else commented saying, "What did your girlfriend say to your dad that cut? And what did you say?" OOP said, "Basically my dad questioned my morals, so I brought up stuff about him. He cheated on my mother a long time ago. He got a DUI but gave the cops his brother's name and his brother took the rap for that about 25 years ago." His brother is no longer alive, so it hurt him that I brought up how he treated his late brother. There was other stuff about him being excommunicated from a church for ripping off many of the members when he had a small construction business, which he used his brother's license, by the way, because my dad had his license revoked for being a crook. Then my girlfriend asked him how it felt to go to church 5 days a week, which he does, and then come out and be the crook that he is. Then she asked him what he was going to do if Judgment Day came tomorrow for him. She asked, "What are you going to do? Give God your brother's name and say that he did all of those things and not you?" Holy girl. The belt was here, you just right to the freaking nuts. Damn. Next comment. If you don't want to settle, don't do it. As said up thread, it would be a bloodbath in front of a judge and jury. Your brother and his friends are so bizarre. Why work so hard to pay an excellent worker / prevent you from having a real job? God. OOP wrote back, "They have a very good answer for your question. Here was their reasoning. They wanted me to get licensed and bonded into their field, which I did. But I just had the license and still didn't know much about investments. They figured once I got licensed that people would flock to me and bring their portfolios. They wanted me to call all my friends, parents, and anybody I knew to come see us for a free portfolio review. And then they said they would close the deal and I would make so much money that I would be swimming in it. So that's how I found out in the end that they had planned on paying me all along. They figured after they made me filthy rich, they wouldn't owe me anything anymore. That's how delusional they were. That is why I finally left. And the company already went under. So good thing you didn't stay." Next comment. "One thing to think about, if the company closes its doors or is bankrupt, the company can no longer be sued, and a lot of its debts and discharged, you will have to pursue your brother and partners in their individual, not corporate capacity. This will be a little more difficult, possibly, if it is indisputable that they were acting in their corporate roles, something to ask your attorneys about." Fair point. Very interesting. OOP wrote, "As long as the company closes its doors, it won't matter to our case. The three idiots never incorporated. No LLC, no partnership, nothing. The company had a name, but it was just a name that they registered as a DBA with the county clerk and had stationery made. They didn't trust each other enough to have a corporation being paid all the commissions and then having a corporation pay them. They wanted to keep their commissions totally separate. Then they split the bills 3 ways. I know that because I kept financial statements up to date for all 3 of them. So all the business they did in the 4 years was in their own names. That's why all 3 of them have now transferred the deeds to their homes to their wives. They know there is no corporation to hide behind." My God, this is so messy. I'm so into this story. Selfishly, I'm so selfish, I know. Grab your beverage of choice, drink some water, cheers. I'm gonna hurry because I want to get back to the story. The next update came May 19th, 2024. 5 months later. Okay, let me begin by saying that I am not the original poster. I am his girlfriend. Girlfriend has entered the chat. I wonder if she's doing it because he legally no longer can give the updates on Reddit. We live together and I read the update post. My boyfriend is moving on and wasn't going to post the last update, so I asked if I could and he said yes. Things have wrapped up. They signed a settlement agreement and now it's up to the judge to approve it. The judge won't do it for 2 more weeks, but apparently it's a formality. It's a sure thing that he'll approve it is what the attorneys say anyway. As far as the settlement, I can't really disclose much, but I can say that it's close to what my boyfriend was suing for in terms of money. They had transferred their houses to their wives' names, which are in the process of being sold to pay off the settlement. The settlement included a written apology and complete admission of guilt from all 3 of the defendants. They also have to write apology letters and retractions to all the employers that refused to hire my boyfriend based on them slandering him. I think there were 4 companies in total. All 3 of them have had their license taken away and will never work as financial advisors again in any state, apparently. They also will face a criminal investigation due to some forged signatures on some of the deals they made. Isn't this what their father did? Sounds a little familiar. Which will lead to conviction, but probably no jail time according to the experts. Financially, they are beyond ruined, which is what I thought they deserved the whole time. I know my boyfriend regrets this whole thing, and I understand that. It's still his family, and they were close at some point. I think he's better off without them anyway, but that's easy for me to say. His parents are totally a lost cause. I don't think they will be a reconciliation in this lifetime after what happened. I thought my boyfriend would be open to one when the dust settled, but now I don't. During the mediation hearings, his mom and dad both testified. They both lied, but I knew his crooked dad would. I was shocked that the mother lied about there having been a verbal agreement that my boyfriend would work for his brother's company in exchange for room and board at the parents' house, and that the dad had also been paying him in cash for working. She said she witnessed my boyfriend refusing payment from his brother many times. She lied about a lot of very hurtful things right there while my boyfriend just sat there and watched her. She never looked at him, not once. His dad never looked at him either, but at least he sat there the whole time after he testified to support his older son and his friends. His mother left the room crying after she testified. I was not shocked that she testified because the attorney had said she might, but I was extremely shocked about the horrible things she said about my boyfriend. She will someday regret doing that to her son. Ugh, such an awful and just revolting and repulsive thing what she did. What she did to her youngest son is inexcusable. I was utterly disgusted that she did that. She really has no clue how much damage she did to her youngest son, and I doubt he'll ever get over it, and I doubt he'll ever want to see her again. We sent Christmas gifts to my boyfriend's sisters and their daughters. We received thank you cards in return. They haven't contacted my boyfriend since, but I have received a couple of hello emails from one of them. She never mentions my boyfriend or the family problem. She just says hello and asks how I'm doing. I just respond by saying we are both good and that we hope they are also doing well. I'm not sure where this will go, but it's a small step in what seems like will be a long road ahead before they are allowed by my father to reconcile with their brother, or until they have the courage to do so without the dad's blessing. I think they are both too embarrassed to contact my boyfriend directly. I can sense that they are trying to find a way that will eventually lead them to him. I think they just need to contact him, but that's not my decision. I keep looking at this from my perspective, and my family is really close, so it's hard to watch what's going on with his family. I just think, what the hell? Why do you do this to each other? But that's just how it is. Just to be clear, I knew very early on that my boyfriend's parents were toxic. I wanted him to disown them. I knew I was emotional and I backed off when I saw how stressed my boyfriend was. But things escalated, and now I know my boyfriend's mom has dealt a death blow to any chance of reconciliation. I'm not just saying that because I'm against it. I'm not for it. I'm disgusted with her, but I can see the damage she did up close. I'm afraid he may never forgive her. She just went overboard in such a horrible way. I had been talking to my dad about this whole thing, and everything that has turned out exactly as he said it would. Everybody, all parties are destroyed. It's like a bomb went off and everybody got hit. And that is the last update. However, the OOP was also in the comment section. So someone wrote, that just gave me a massive justice boner. That aside, it's good that he succeeded in this case. I only hope that he can live happily ever after without his crappy parents for the rest of his life. Being estranged from family can be very hard for some people. Try to be there for him the best you can. Good luck, you two. Good luck, you two. That just sounds like a proud parent. The OOP wrote back, and it's still the girlfriend, saying all parties were destroyed to some degree from this legal fight. My boyfriend will recover eventually, but I don't know when. I keep thinking he will fall apart, but he has been going about his daily life stuff like nothing has happened. I know he is in more pain than he is showing right now. I know that because he literally does not sleep. He just lays in bed, totally awake. That is not normal for him. He is the kind that has a hard time waking up, not the other way around. Feel so bad for him. Someone commented, wow, the fact that his own mom testified against him, essentially picking the crappy son over the good son, that is horrible. It made me feel so sad and hollow inside. I can't even begin to imagine how your boyfriend must feel. I don't know if I could ever forgive that either. I see stuff like this so often though, where parents take their obedient, loyal children for granted while they move heaven and earth to help the rotten ones. You sound like an amazing girlfriend. Hopefully your family can welcome him in with open arms and give him the kind of love and support that he has been denied. Why is that true though? I can speak from experience with that also. Like, I have seen it where parents give more attention to the more disobedient one, the one that is disrespectful, the one that wrongs the family, rather than the ones who are kind and respectful and giving. And it's weird. That just brought up, that is absolutely so true in a lot of cases. The OOP wrote back, his attorney warned him again and again that his mother was not neutral and that she was not innocent in this. As much as he tried to prepare him for his mom turning on him, he just wasn't ready. It totally destroyed him inside. Of course. Of course, you're her baby. You're her baby. Someone else commented, this was exactly my thoughts. Her punishment will be having to live with that decision for the rest of her life. It would be so tough having to choose between going through a divorce and cutting ties with the majority of her family versus doing the right thing and saving the relationship with her one son. I would hope that in that situation I would do the right thing, but there might be more barriers than we know about in her moral predicament. I suspect that the majority of people who are emotionally vulnerable or easily coerced would probably side with their partner in this situation. You'd have to be an ironclad determination and have the willpower to uphold your moral beliefs in the situation and be willing to risk everything for what is right. Yeah, and some people just won't do that. OOP wrote, to be honest, I don't think I can give her that much benefit of the doubt. She had choices. She would have not been financially strained even if she lost her husband. She knew that because my boyfriend always let her know that before things got really ugly when they were still talking. She had a choice and she knows how disgusting a person her husband is to everybody he comes in contact with. She had a choice and it wasn't a bad choice. She had very good options. I really hate her right now. She hurt her son worse than she will ever know. Oh, it's the girlfriend that would be so hard to watch. That really would be so hard to watch. Awful. Guys, give me all your thoughts and feelings on this. I'll see you in the comment section. Stay classy out there. Stay sassy. I'm gonna go ice my head. It's coming out a little more in the lighting. I look like Harry Potter. If only that was right here. Wow, my own little Harry Potter scar. Lucky me.